Welcome everyone. It is Thursday night, and you know what that means. Just a Bit Outside radio show, live on the air, live on YouTube, live on Facebook. As always, you got Mark, you got Keisha. Share that link, share that love. And we're living in exciting times, Keisha. It's the first day of the NFL. It's National Cheese Pizza Day. You got the best of both worlds.
Oh yeah. I did not know it was Pizza Day. It's Pizza Day, you said?
National Cheese Pizza Day.
Oh, well, I went halfway there.
Right.
Let me tell you, outsiders, it's the kickoff of the NFL season. The Ravens are on deck versus the Kansas City Chiefs, so you already know. I got it in with my favorite food. Picked up a pizza on the way home from work. You know, my belly is nice and full with that national cheese that we speak of. And I'm ready to go, man. I mean, you know, I'm really excited. You know, how pumped are you for tonight?
Man, every year, the first day of the NFL is just like a sigh of relief because it's the best time of year. And to have the Ravens on that first game, man, I'm so excited. I'm pumped.
Yeah, you know, I know a lot of us in the 410, a lot of outsiders are, you know, still feeling the pain from that AFC Championship game. And we are looking for sweet revenge tonight up there at Arrowhead, facing Patrick Mahomes, Travis Kelce, and the Super Bowl champs on primetime television.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. Now, we all know that the Ravens made a number of moves in the offseason. One of the most significant moves was an improvement, an upgrade on the run game with the addition of Derrick Henry. And, you know, we went through the whole entire preseason without seeing him, Lamar Jackson, and a handful of the other starters in action. So this will be our first look at the complete product, right?
Yeah.
This will be our first look, and what better sample than to take a look at our squad versus, you know, Super Bowl champs, man. You know, I mean, we both were very excited with the addition of Derrick Henry, right?
Oh, for sure.
Mark, what do you think? What type of pluses do you think King Henry will be bringing to the Ravens this season?
Oh, I mean, clearly it's that dominating rushing threat that, you know, how many 100-yard games did he have consecutively for Tennessee? And whereas Lamar is a speedy rusher, he's like just this bruising hulk of a man. So, yeah, I mean, it gives Lamar more options, obviously. I saw one pundit saying, like, they're giving Lamar, like, a over-under 8.5 on rushes. I don't know about that. Like, I think Lamar's going to run when he needs to. But, yeah, you know, we got Zay, we got Rashad. I know they added a couple more wide receivers. Nelson's still there, and it just gives that offense that kick in the ass that it maybe didn't have last year.
Absolutely. You know, that last game, points were like at a premium.
Oh yeah.
In the AFC Championship game, which was, to me, it was a little weird because we both know that, you know, the Chiefs as well as the Ravens, they're known for putting up points. I mean, and having pretty potent offenses.
Yeah.
But, you know, especially late into the season, heading into the playoffs, we had a slew of problems, particularly at the running back position. And, you know, Derrick Henry will definitely add value in that facet of the game. And I think even more so importantly, I think you touched on this a little bit just now, Mark, about taking the pressure off of Lamar Jackson.
Yeah.
And not only that, but preserving our quarterback throughout the season. Because, you know, prior to Henry coming to the squad, when we're on the goal line or when we're in that red zone, what do we automatically expect?
Oh, yeah.
Lamar to do his thing. Lamar to sacrifice his body. Lamar to basically kill himself. Especially when Mark Andrews was out, to get into that end zone. So, I mean, we know that Henry's a pretty big guy. He is somebody that can take the hit, not only take the hit, but is extremely tough to take down. I mean, he is an absolute monster. So, I mean, this just helps the Ravens out so much offensively and ultimately defensively, because when you're on the field longer, when you're scoring points, when you're sustaining drives, you give that pedigree defense that we always have some time to rest, recoup, maybe reset, change some things up, and get back out there and contain that ball, man. So I really think this addition really helps both sides of the ball, and is really going to be a good look for the Ravens, man.
Oh, for sure. There was a quote attributed to Lamar. I read it earlier today, and there was some controversy. Some people said it wasn't a real quote. Some people said it was. Last I read it, it was a real quote. But he said, if his body was feeling today like it is today, back at the AFC Championship game, they would have whooped the Chiefs.
Yeah.
And just having King Henry on the team, going back to your point, Lamar's not going to get his beat up. Hopefully, he's had some injury problems. Let's not lie. And hopefully he's not going to have to put his body through as much as he has in years past. So, I'm looking forward to seeing it. I wish they would have gotten on the field in preseason games, because week one's going to be tough. Yeah.
Rust versus reward.
Exactly. We got the professors on the YouTube comments.
Okay.
And he's been like you in the past, and not exactly the biggest Harbaugh fan. He says hopefully Harbaugh calls the game like he was supposed to last year. Harbaugh has cost us at minimum 3 Super Bowls. And I do have to say, as much as I have defended Harbaugh in the past, they did not call that game well at all.
Yeah, agreed.
The Chiefs were the 26th ranked defense against the run, and we didn't run, so there's problems.
At all.
Right.
And that's what we've kind of really been known for, right? That's been our bread and butter, the run game. So, the AFC Championship game, a lot of fans, true fans who really follow Ravens football, were walking away scratching their heads, literally, myself included, what the hell did I just watch? It was so uncharacteristic of the Ravens, and just a lot of the play calling. I mean, the flow of the game. It was just really, what's the best way I could put it? Off center. It's the best thing I could think of right now in regards to Ravens style football. Now, let's talk a little bit about the Chiefs. I mean, we still got Patrick Mahomes out there doing the damn thing, and I got to tell you, Mark, man, not only does football season, NFL regular football season kick off, fantasy season also kicks off, right?
Oh, yeah.
A lot of us out there have done our budgets, have shelled out our fantasy money for the season, and I have Patrick Mahomes as my starting quarterback. So he's going to be in tonight, and, I'm really interested. I think this will be a good litmus test for the Kansas City Chiefs to see what that passing game is going to look like.
Yeah.
All right. Now we know with the Chiefs, they had their share of issues too. Even though they won the Super Bowl, it was not a cakewalk for them. They had a lot of issues at wide receiver. What was that guy's name that everybody was giving shit? What was that, Tony? That was dropping all the balls.
Oh. Yeah.
Yeah. So, we already know about the chemistry between Patrick Mahomes and Travis Kelsey. I'm really interested to see which others he will connect with, in this game. We still got Kyle Hamilton. We know how good he is, and that secondary is looking to put on a good show tonight.
Yep.
The one thing that we don't want to happen this evening, especially in the first quarter, and I hate to say this because, like I said, he's my fantasy quarterback. We don't want these guys to get into a rhythm on the passing game.
Yeah. Which they've had problems early season in the passing game anyway the last few years. So maybe now's the perfect time to be facing them.
Yeah, absolutely. And we all know, we talk about it every season. First show of the NFL season, we always talk about that Super Bowl hangover. So let's talk about predictions for tonight. Mark, what are you looking at as far as the winner? And if you feel up to it, you want to throw out a score. And outsiders, I'd love to hear your thoughts on predictions and scores as well. Throw it on the feed. Like you said, we're live on Facebook. We're live on YouTube. Mark always says, share the link, share the love. Let's get some other folks involved. And, Mark, what do you think is going to pop for tonight?
I think it's going to be close no matter what. Now,
yeah,
I got to ask you, because it's been a while since I checked, but I just checked the spread. And they got it at an even 3 right now. Wasn't it like 3.5 before, or 2.5?
I gotta admit, I've only been checking over the past 2 days, and for the past 2 days, it's been solid at 3 points.
Oh, it's been wow.
Yeah, I like the Ravens in 3 points. Let me be honest with you.
Yeah, I could see it going down to touchdown or a field goal at the last minute, or 3-4 points sounds right to me.
Absolutely. And outsiders, I'm going to go ahead and take it a step further for the first easy money pick of the NFL season. Take the Ravens on the money. I also like Derrick Henry to get at least 60 rushing yards today. I think, if it was me, I'd want to put the league on notice.
Yep.
I want to put him out there, put him in the best situations. If you're feeling adventurous, go ahead and go for anytime TD for Henry. I think he will be utilized, a great deal this evening.
Yeah, definitely. 60 sounds good. I want to go higher, but
I would go higher, but just to make sure you hit that joint. The way I break it down is, can this guy get 15 yards a quarter? I think he can do that.
Yeah, for sure.
Absolutely. Were there any other props or any other things, any other picks with the game that caught your eye? Did you see what the over-under was? I want to say 46.
Let me go back to it. 46.5, yep. Yeah. Which, that seems a little high.
You think it's a little high? Are you jaded by our last matchup?
Jaded by the last matchup and first game of the season. I could see a low scoring game again. 17-14, something like that.
Now that you talk about it, and we've also expressed that these starters really haven't had much, if any, playing time in the preseason. That first quarter, it might go a little slow.
First half might go slow. We might see 7-3 at the halftime.
Well, I'm gonna say maybe 1 or 2 touchdowns.
Yeah,
I can see that.
Yeah,
I can see that. And you know what? I'm gonna go with you on that under. You just convinced me.
Okay.
You just convinced me, dog. So, there you have it, you guys. We said, for sure, Ravens +3. Easy money pick, big dog. Ravens on the money. Big revenge game. We got Derrick Henry anytime TD, as well as
Yeah.
him hitting that 60-yard mark. I think those are some good picks out there for our outsiders.
Hell
So
yeah.
you guys got about an hour to throw that out there. Go ahead and throw that money, that first bit of degenerate gambling money out there on a Thursday night, man. Sounds good to
Oh,
me.
the professor's got a couple more comments here.
Sure.
His score prediction: 35-24 Ravens. That's
Good God Almighty, that's a lot of points.
that's ballsy. He also says, and this is really interesting. I just turned on the game, and it seems to be raining, like the pregame stuff.
Up there? Oh crap.
That's
Well, that bodes well for Derrick Henry.
Yep, exactly.
Excuse me.
Bless you.
All right. Well, let's shift our focus to the rest of the league. Can we do that?
Okay.
All right. You know, we've seen a lot of moves in the off season. You know, a lot of teams kind of shook up their rosters, went in different directions. Mark, let me ask you, what teams do you have your eye on for this upcoming season?
Well, you can't underscore the prospect of it getting a world class quarterback. So I expect the Falcons to just do terrible again.
Yeah, remember when they announced that big deal and all the money that they gave? God, who did they give the money to? Was it Kirk Cousins?
Yep, Kirk Cousins.
Yeah, holy shit. You know, I mean, it just seems like the Falcons will never be able to rebound from that Super Bowl game with the Patriots.
Right? They've done it in the past too, like pick up a vet quarterback that's washed. And I don't know what they were thinking getting Cousins. Man. But like on a more serious tip, I think I'm really starting to like the Ravens West Coast team. You know who I'm talking about? You got the other Harbaugh brother over there. The Harbaugh Bowl is going to be happening again this year. Those Chargers, I'm liking what I'm seeing over there. I don't think they're going to go like all the way deep in the playoffs or anything. They got a lot more kinks to work out, but it's going to be exciting to see what happens over there.
You know, Chargers are kind of like Jacksonville Jaguars. We have, or let me just say they have, because I'm at the point now where I'm just not convinced anymore. Lots of high hopes, okay? You know, especially with Justin Herbert, right? I mean, he gets a lot of burn. He gets a lot of praise, but it just seems like they always fizzle out at the end of the season, or they don't show up when they really need it.
Yeah,
right?
he can be a stud quarterback and then just suddenly go down.
Yeah, and you know, and I agree with you. You know, new leadership could very well change that. You know.
Yeah.
And you know, the Chargers are part of that AFC West, right?
Yes.
Same division as the Broncos.
Same division, them and the Chiefs and the Raiders.
Okay, and you know, I'm going to ask you, Mark, because that's kind of, you know, the Broncos are one of your squads as well. You know, what is your outlook? What are your hopes for the Denver Broncos? Because there was a lot of talk about them in the preseason as well.
Yeah, and Bo Nix,
I feel like they kind of exceeded expectations, right?
They have, and Bo Nix is getting a lot of burn as their new QB, and I really hope he does live up to the hype. But this is a squad that has a lot of change, and you know, I just hope that they don't finish fourth in division. I'm looking for a lot out of the Chargers. The Raiders, everyone kind of wants to get on their bandwagon every year, but we saw that fall apart last year. So I'm not expecting much out of the Raiders. So I'm looking for the Broncos just to beat the Raiders, not be fourth in the division. Maybe even finish like 8-9, 9-8, something like that.
Okay, that's fair. I'm going to throw one out there for you. You know, and this one is a bit of a two-sided coin. All right,
Okay.
we're going to look at both sides of this. All right, the team that I kind of have circled and that I'm really intrigued with, Houston Texans.
Oh, absolutely.
Oh my God! I mean, did the world not fall in love with C.J. Stroud in the playoffs?
Oh, definitely. He had a
Yeah,
hell of a game against the Ravens, and they just added in the offseason.
yeah. You know, offensive rookie of the year. You know, I mean, he did have DeAndre Hopkins, which allowed him to, to shine, and also some others, like like some no namers, not big timers,
Yep.
that really showcased what type of quarterback C.J. Stroud is, and like I said, deservingly offensive rookie of the year. And in the offseason, they were able to acquire the Stephon Diggs, which
Yeah.
to me is huge.
Right.
You know, they apparently the chemistry is there, and there are a lot of hopes down there in Houston. And so I have them circled. Now, like I said, this is a two-sided type deal, and I'm talking about right now. On the flip side, what the hell are the Bills going to look like?
Um.
Okay. Now, do you remember how we were talking about the Bills towards the end of last season?
Yeah. Yeah. The Bills.
We were on the fence with them hoes, right? And
Yeah.
apparently, so was Stephon Diggs. He had it.
Yeah. He kind of forced his way out.
Yeah, yeah. So I think I might even be more so intrigued with what the hell is that offense going to look like? Who is Josh Allen going to connect with? Who's going to be the number one option? Is Josh Allen, going to look as good as he has in the past? You know, every year for about the past 2 years, they've been right up in there with, Super Bowl hopes, Super Bowl appearances, predictions. Right along with Patrick Mahomes, Lamar Jackson. I mean, at one point in time, they were trying to put Josh Allen above Lamar Jackson, which I thought was freaking insane
Oh, for
or
sure.
diabolical, as the kids are using now. I am very intrigued to see what is that going to look like.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, maybe even like the last 4 or 5 years, they've been right there with the Chiefs, and I think it was last year, maybe the year before, like they stumbled into the playoffs, and like they've just been going downhill ever since. And when Stephon said like he wanted out, like he knew they're gonna have some problems this year. I'm looking at their wide receiver core. Well, maybe Marquise Valdez-Scantling be the number one. I mean, yeah, they're gonna have some issues coming back into the definitely winning the division. As much as I hate to say it, I think Aaron Rodgers, as long as he stays healthy, might have something to say about it. And two is always a threat down there in Miami.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And the Bills have the first game against the Cardinals. I think that is very generous and beneficial for the Bills because, I mean, we all know Cardinals have been a freaking, sorry, Mom and Dad, but they've been a shit show.
Yeah.
So, if that could probably be the best, damn near the best. I mean, to me, the only thing that would be better for them is if they played like the Patriots or something like that. Or
Right.
maybe even our rivals, the Steelers. Man, let's talk about the Steelers. Can we talk about the Steelers just for a few? What the hell's going on there? I mean, there was a lot of hype with bringing Russell Wilson there from the Broncos. A lot of excitement, and as of like the last day of the preseason, there were a lot of question marks there, right?
Yeah. Well, I mean, they also brought in Justin Fields from Chicago, who was one of the most hyped up quarterbacks coming out of his draft, and I know that they named Russell Wilson their starter for the season, but he's
Yeah.
already listed as questionable. So I guess Fields is going to get to start.
Well, let me ask you this: over under 3 games for all holy hell to break loose, and everybody's talking about a serious quarterback controversy with the Pittsburgh Steelers. Over under 3 games.
I'll give it an over. Just I don't know. Pittsburgh fans seem to be dedicated to their guy, so as long as Russell's doing decently, he'll have the fans behind him.
Lo and behold, we just talked about the Falcons. Steelers, Falcons, first matchup, week 1. So, I think, Jesus, you got ACL minus 3.5 as the spread. They'll let you know how much confidence they have in that shit, right? I mean, I'm going to throw another easy money pick out there. Pittsburgh plus 3.5. You like it?
Yeah, definitely.
Definitely. Let's take a look in the few minutes that we have left, because we are not going to jam long tonight, because tonight's very important to the both of us. We want to be tuned in for everything. If you got 1 or 2 more easy money picks across the league for our outsiders, Mark, would you like to throw them out there?
Yeah, but I want to hit on one of the professor's comments here.
Sure,
He has
absolutely.
he has a few teams to watch, and we've mentioned most of these. But he says Atlanta, Chicago, Washington, and San Diego are his teams to watch. We've talked about Atlanta, we talked about San Diego, but Chicago and Washington, man, look, Caleb Williams.
Call your prayer warriors, man. More so for the Commanders than the Chicago Bears, but call your freaking prayer warriors, man.
Caleb Williams was amazing in college. Don't get me wrong, and I'm not saying he's going to be one of those washouts, but
in college,
people got him winning the MVP and the Super Bowl and everything this year, and the Bears are going to be
entirely too early for that kind of talk. What the fuck?
Bears win 6 maybe.
Ah! All right, well, how about this? What do you? And this is for the professor as well. Who do you think gets more wins in the season? The Bears or the Washington Commanders? I mean, when you talk about division opponents and everything, I would have to say equally stressful, because it's tough. All right, Bears got the Lions, right?
Yeah.
And we all know what's going down with Philly, right? And Dallas. Who gets more wins?
I'm gonna say Washington. I know it's a tough division, but they do have new ownership in there, and they do seem to be changing the culture. Which they fired a vice president yesterday or today over some
big deal.
Yeah, over some stupid stuff that he said. But
typical Washington stuff.
Yeah, and I think that change of culture, as long as it gets down to the players, I think it's going to be good for Washington.
Okay, and I think it could be equally said for the Chicago Bears, right? I mean, geez, what? 2 season ago, we were all in with Justin Fields up there, right? I mean, we were all going in the same direction with that.
Oh, yeah.
And with the change at quarterback, I honestly, I don't know what the hell you're going to get.
And see, that's one of my problems with the Bears is they do this. They bring in a quarterback, hyped up from college, vet, whatever, and they just don't give him the time. Fields, 4 or 5 years there, decent amount of time. He was developing. You saw some progress.
With minimal weapons, can we say that?
Yeah, a hell of a running back in Montgomery, but then Montgomery left.
Yes. So lots of question marks there on that squad as well. Oh, who gets more wins? I might have to go with you, homie.
The professor gives the Commander 8 wins, and the
Okay.
Bears 10 wins. Whoo!
Wait a minute, what? Harry, I hate to say it, bro. You might be high on that one.
I'll have what he's having.
All right. For tonight, right at kickoff.
Right?
Okay. So, all right. Did you give your easy money picks?
Easy money picks. Let me see
let's
here.
put it out there.
Oh, yeah, damn it. Yeah, actually, going back to the Bears, that's where one of my easy money picks. I don't think there's going to be enough change right away, and the Titans at least have had some flirting with success. Yet losing King Henry is huge for them. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
But I think the Titans are gonna get the upset over Chicago week 1, or at least, yeah, put them on the money line.
Okay.
I think, man, see, that's the tough thing about their week 1 matchup. I do like what's been going on in Jacksonville, but they face Miami first.
Miami's going to light their ass up. That's one of my easy money picks. Take that 3.5 points. Hell, you can even bump that joint up to 4 or 5 if you want to, because I'd take them all the way up to 6. And that's the honest to God truth.
Right? Yeah. That's such a tough one. I mean, Tua, we saw what they did last year or the year before when
absolutely,
when they just tore the shit out of the Broncos.
And they're going to be looking to make a statement too, right?
Oh, for sure.
Hell yeah.
So I think some people are already writing Miami off, and it's too early for that.
Which is crazy.
Harry's going to hold us. Harry's going to hold you all to the Bears at the end of the season.
Okay, I'm marking this shit, man, and we're going to revisit week, who is that, 17?
18, 19, whatever 18? It is.
Hold on, wait, what are we at?
17 games, 18 weeks, yeah.
We added one, 18. Okay, all right, here we go. I'm gonna throw another one out there for you. Let me know what you think about this. I think it's a little insane that the Eagles are only 2-point favorites over the Packers.
Yeah, well, no. I can't agree with you there. The Eagles were a hot mess last year, and getting messier, it seems. I love the addition of Saquon, but Saquon's days...
Yeah, man, come on, what?
His best days are gone.
Think so?
Yeah.
No revamp, no revitalization.
And, and Jason Kelsey's gone. You got key members of that offensive line gone. That's going to be a tough one. I think I actually, on my pick'em, which... Thanks for inviting us, Professor. I got mine in earlier today. But I think on the pick'em, I actually picked the Packers to win that game.
Okay.
Let's just hope they get out of Brazil okay, because...
Oh, God. Not just that. Let's just hope that they're not partying down in Brazil right now, because that's a Friday game. And shout out to the NFL for giving us yet another day to lose our mind on football.
Well... the NFL advised players not to leave their hotel, and a lot of the players decided not to bring their a lot of the players decided not to bring their families because there's some chaos going down in Brazil right now. A lot of people.
What's going on right now?
There's some chaos, some political stuff. Some I don't know if you necessarily riots, but yeah, some bad juju going down there in Brazil, and
that's not good.
A lot of people wanted them to move the game back to the States because they don't want the players in danger.
It's that bad?
Yep.
Oh, I'm about to look that up when we get off the line.
Gang stuff's going on. Thanks, Harry.
What?
Yeah. It's...
WTF? First WTF of the week?
Right.
NFL week? What the fuck?
Before we end, I do say I would be remiss if I don't mention this because he's mentioned it a couple times in the chat. But Reese wants to know who you take. Drake versus Kendrick.
What? Kendrick all day, please. It's been a Kendrick Lamar summer. I think that's been pretty evident. And, what's up, Reese? And let me just say this. It's been Kendrick so bad. He has fucked it up with me and Drake. Like, if I'm in the car and a Drake song comes on, it's automatically like a bad taste in my mouth. Like I ate a bad pistachio or something like that. And, like, my face is just like, I can never, and I kind of hate that this has happened because I do think Drake is a great artist, but he has messed it up for me and Drake. So, that's a no blink hands downer. I mean, the only person to me that's had a better summer than Kendrick Lamar is freaking Snoop Dogg, because he just ruled the Olympic season, man, and it really took us through that last little piece of summer. I mean, how do you feel about that?
I completely agree with you.
I mean, at the point now, when I hear this fool singing, I'm like, man, shut the fuck, just STFU. Shut it. I don't even want to hear from you no more. And, the grassy high couldn't even bring this guy back. That's the God honest truth, man. I'm sorry, outsiders. I'm sorry, Drake lovers, but I got to keep it 100 on here, right?
Canada doesn't even want him no more.
Oh, God. Oh, Canada. Oh, freaking Canada. Man. Let me just throw one more out there before we sign off, man. You guys, take Texans versus the Colts. The Colts kind of ended kind of strong, even though they had their own little controversies and injuries and whatnot. But I am really expecting the Texans to also make a statement and start their season off big.
Yeah.
On the road in Indianapolis.
Definitely.
And if you are the gambling type like me, and I will probably do this, I'd take the 3 points. I like them by a field goal. And then if they win by a field goal at the very least, you get your money back. And, I mean, that's how I feel about that one.
Definitely.
All right, outsiders, we gave you our predictions, we gave you our analysis, gave you our thoughts on the upcoming season. For our tennis lovers, we are right in the thick of the U.S. Open. It's been a lot of fun watching Francis Tiafoe do his thing, and we have a very extremely high chance of having an American man and an American woman in the finals, man. And it's been quite some time since we've been able to say that. So
since 1981 or something like that, they were saying.
Yeah, isn't that shit crazy? And you start and you go back and think, and you're like, damn, has it been that long? And
right?
You're like, yeah.
That's wild.
Yeah, and we've had our success more so with the women and then the men, of course, with Serena and whatnot. But I'm really pulling for Taylor Fritz. I'm really pulling for Francis Tiafoe. Both of them have been locked in and have been playing extremely well, and I really like our chances, Joe. Really like our chances.
Now, do you think, since a lot of these people played in the Olympics less than a month ago, that it's affected play at the Open?
Yeah, and that's kind of been one of the focal points throughout the tournament, because there were a lot of people who elected to not play, who are still in it. Now, we're in the semifinal rounds, and most notably, Aryna Sabalenka, who I believe is number 2 in the world right now, and Francis Tiafoe. And both have talked about them because, like I said, it's kind of been a focal point. Like, hey, do you feel like taking off for the Olympics was really good for you? It was really beneficial for them to not only rest up, but to reset. So, I think that it's been really interesting and, not necessarily surprising that, these two players are still in it.
Yeah.
That's huge. Yeah. Coco Gauff played in the Olympics, played extensively in some of the minor tournaments leading up to. She lost in round 4, and there's been a lot of talk of maybe more players might take off after this major. to
Wow.
prepare for, the first star, the Australian Open, first biggie of next year. So yeah, man, I really think that's something very interesting to look out for and to think about going into these semifinals and finals.
For sure. Yeah.
Yo, you got any real on wrestling or any other announcements you'd like to make before we sign off?
On the wrestling tip, AEW has their All Out show this weekend. It's one of their biggest shows of the year, so check that out. Otherwise, all roads in WWE lead to Atlanta the first weekend of October for their Bad Blood pay-per-view.
All right, it's going to be a good time. I have one announcement that I'd like to make, and I would like all of my outsiders out there to join in, put it on the feed. Wish the big homie a happy belated birthday. We're not going to put your age out there. We'll just say that we are forever young here in JABO, right?
Hey, as long as you're doing that, I think it's only fair to give a big shout out to Angela, whose birthday is today as well. Well, not as well. Mine was the other day, but hers is today.
All right, and that's another one of our VIP listeners and followers, Defense Diva.
Yep,
Happy
Defense
birthday.
Diva. Yeah.
Raven's going to bring home the dub for you today, for the both of you.
Hell yeah.
Virgo season, baby. This is how we going to do the damn thing, right? All right, listen, you know how we end this show. Baltimore spread love, yo. COVID is coming back around. A lot of people are getting it. Let's try to stay clean. Wash them hands. Wash that ass. I am Keisha. On the other end of the line is my favorite slice of pizza, Mark. And we are just a bit outside. Happy football, everybody. Peace.